at half time, and you would have expected them to have carried on in that vein, really. I think they had a couple of knocks that they picked up. Crabtree got hurt, which has led to Inu getting a potential 3 to 5 game ban. So he must be injured, because otherwise why would they give a grade D out? And because Inu got sin bin for the offence. When I've seen it, the tackle he got sin bin for, it didn't look massively off. I've seen worse, I would say. So maybe I've not seen it good enough, close enough, watched it intently enough. But Joe Wardle was the man who was sent off for a reckless high tackle. That was kind of the beginning of the end for Huddersfield. But they were already leaking points, weren't they? By the time that happened, sort of a while into the second half, was it?
It did, and it also led to the fastest quantity surveyor in the Northern Hemisphere bagging himself a hat-trick as well. Well,
I was going to say, it wasn't just the discipline that was an issue for both sides, but intercept tries. From the highlights, it seems like both sides seem to want to throw the ball away. Glenn Stewart was the beneficiary of some ridiculous play in front of their own sticks by Huddersfield, and Jody Broughton, one of his tries was also an interception in the Huddersfield 20-25 metre area. So that's maybe they were pushing the ball a little bit by the time the Broughton one came around, but it seemed a bit ridiculous. I think though Leroy Cudjoe scored a try from an intercept the other way.
Right.
So plenty of intercept tries in this one on the highlight reel.
It is bags of points as well. 72 points on a Sunday afternoon is good value for money, isn't it?
Oh, if you like watching intercept tries, you would have loved this game.
You see a lot of people doing a lot of running. So stats-wise then, what tells the tale of the tape, Mark?
4 fewer errors and 3 fewer penalties meant the Dragons helped themselves to 36 more carries and 283 more metres. Their 1 yellow card to Huddersfield, 1 red card was also a help for them. Kicking game was effective for Les Dracs. 4 goal line dropouts forced to none by Huddersfield. Other numbers were close, but we've said many times that if you end up under 1,000 metres, you aren't going to win, and that is how Huddersfield found themselves in this game.
Okay, so individually, who stood out for us?
Well, we mentioned Jody Broughton, hat-trick hero. Another one who I wonder if he still listens to the pod, he was a regular listener in the early days. 6 tackle busts, 3 clean breaks. Julien Bousquet, a try, which was just falling over the line through non-existent defence. 112 metres as well, though, for the big French forward. Tony Gigo, 150 metres from fullback, and Jason Battieri with 41 tackles, 11 of which were marker tackles. That means that some good performances from the Europeans in the Catalan side. Jermaine McGilvery with a try, 5 tackle busts, 132 metres and 3 clean breaks. Leroy Cudjoe with 1 try and 132 metres. Ryan Hinchcliffe, 44 tackles, 11 of which were marker tackles, an effort in vain from the Giant skipper.
There you go. Okay, so some feedback on this one. A lad called Mark got in touch, including this wasn't you. He said, decent in the first half, awful in the second. We let an average side score some very soft tries. 2 came from us passing wide to nobody on our own line. Wardle given a red for a high tackle, yet Inu gets off with a yellow for dropping Earl on his head. Brough and Earl injured. Wardle will probably have a 12-game ban. It's going to be a long Easter.
I love proper fan reactions, because you get them from us. We do it sometimes, and Mark's on it here like, oh yeah, he's going to get a 12-game ban.
Love it. It is good stuff. It's good to see.
A 12-game ban, but I enjoy that.
We get 2. Alan Witt's
given the charges, it does seem surprising that Baylor saw one as a red and the other as a yellow. So you wonder if he had the same sort of view as obviously the disciplinary have had of the dangerous tackle on Crabtree.
Yes. Alan Witt's got in touch. He said the Giants struggle with a Sunday 3pm kickoff, ? After a bad start, the Giants seemed to get into gear with the 4 tries before half-time, but they didn't come out for the second half. Granted, I listened on the radio, so I didn't see the red card or challenge on Earl, but don't give the ref a decision to make. Giants will grow stronger. Come on, you Giants. Dr. Bob Phillips said he was listening whilst gardening. Starts, well, that's good. Catalan can play away this year. Then, perhaps the Giants of 2014 are back. Interception, hooray! Then, what? He did what? Oh, bollocks, Giants are stuffed. # bottom 4 calling. It's probably one of the hardest tweets I've had to read out all year, so thanks for that, Dr. Robert. And Marie Wright...
teaming up with Dart. Let's see how confusing we can punctuate and cobble together our reviews this week.
I feel like I did rather well, although obviously listening whilst gardening is clearly code for listening whilst Chardonnay, I would suggest. Okay, Marie Wright, the Richwood lady, crushing defeat for the Giants against Catalan, led 20 points to 12 at half-time, lost 40 points to 26 at full-time. Wardle's stupidity got a red card to sink us, so different perspectives on the Wardle red card there from two different Huddersfield fans. Final game of the weekend saw Huddersfield.
I don't think anyone was disputing that Wardle made a bad tackle. I
Oh,
think
it
they
was
were
just that Enu should have got more. Fair point. Okay. Hull KR took on Salford then in the final game of the weekend, and again you and I tipped the Red Devils to get a win over a Hull KR side that hadn't been clicking, but it turned out a 44 points to 30 victory in favour of the Robins, Mark.
Yeah, remarkable. Webster has inspired a team.
Yeah, who'd have thought that?
6,500 on to watch. Hull KR won 44 points to 30 in a game that probably was won in the first half.
Yeah.
Salford were only one score behind a couple of times in the second half. They managed to really pull it back early doors.
I remember seeing this on Twitter and thinking, come on, Salford.
Yeah, but unfortunately they weren't able to close it out.
Was that right that Campaigns was on the interchange bench? I feel certain I read that on BBC today.
I think the BBC website is not very reliable.
Not the best place to...
Because it had Richie Miles scoring 2 tries for Catalan.
Fair enough.
It had lots of confusing scorers.
Well done, Richie Myler. Fair enough.
Sometimes I think they read people's tweets, and if the tweet mentions the person who set up the try rather than the person who scored it, they just give it to the person who set it up.
Fair enough. Good old BBC.
But yeah, where were we at? Sorry, talking about... Yeah, so when I watched the highlights of this, all I saw, until maybe later in the second half, was forwards scoring tries against the other team's forwards, not too difficult. All the tries came within 10 metres either side of the sticks until, I think, Shaw went over for one for Hull KR wide and Johnson went over for one for Salford wide. But other than that, they were all very close to the sticks. They were all probably ones that you should be able to defend a bit better than they were defended.
Yeah.
And so both teams are really going to have a talk about their goal line defence this week, which you're not going to be surprised about when 74 points are shared.
Yes.
That's all I saw from the highlights. I don't know.
No, you pretty much. I didn't see much more than beyond the tries, to be honest.
Other than a better team tackle success, the away side were bettered in every area as the home side earned their first win of the season. 292 more metres at 1.3 metres per carry better average gain, 9 breaks to 7, 8 errors to 11 and 6 penalties to 8 were the other numbers that helped tell the story in favour of Hull KR. Individually, Maurice Blair had a try assist, 7 tackle busts, 132 metres and 2 clean breaks. Ben Cockayne had 3 try assists, 151 metres and 3 clean breaks. James Green had 125 metres and Adam Walker had 124 metres.
Are we going to go there or not? Okay, let's not.
Innocent until proven pedo.
Yeah. Let's not.
Josh Griffin had...
it's just you looked at me like, have you got a pedo joke, Tom? Have you got one? I know. No, not here, sir. Carry on, man. 1
try assist and 199 metres for Josh Griffin, and Michael Dobson had 2 try assists, but it was the 2 front rowers that have been going really well for Salford so far this year, and strong efforts in other games have been rewarded by walkover tries in this game, with Craig Kopchak and George Griffin both grabbing 2 tries.
Nosebleed territory for Craig Kopchak, that fair play. Dave Sharp got in touch with us. He said, look quite comfortable in the first half, but if anyone can blow it, Rovers can. Salford really came out second half with Dobson pulling all the strings. Blair was outstanding for Hull KR, and a welcome return from Mantalato. Owen Hughes, or OH_base, Salford only side to beat the Vikings, the only side to get beaten by Hull KR. We are consistently unpredictable. Sigh. Lucy_Nicole, this is Paul Campbell's little girl. So little girl, daughter, perhaps, is a better one. But she was up in Hull for the weekend by the sounds of it. So I'm not sure.
With Paul.
Not sure what the backstory is there.
She went to just perv on Kieran Dixon.
Do you reckon?
That's what I'm assuming.
It's a long way to go.
Well,
I hope not. I hope she had another reason to be.
She has the hots for him quite strongly.
That's quite a lot, though. Okay, great atmosphere. Happy for the lads and the fans to get their win. It was a good game. Really glad to see KR win. Also saw many really nice looking players. Bonus, great stuff. Okay, and someone who doesn't go along to look at the players.
We haven't had an update on hot players for a while, have we? From Lucy.
Lucy's hot player updates.
Yeah,
I smell a feature.
I think we need to get each game she goes to, she needs to tell us who the fittest player on the pitch was.
Rugby league hotties, and then we can just tease her. Yeah, sounds like good fun. Or we can get someone like Tim G Radio to do it, perhaps. He said, great work from Blair and Cockayne today. Matty Marsh also excellent. Hopeful of more of the same come Friday. So that's the round, Mark.
Yeah, the Matty Marsh try actually was one of the more decent interplay ones, and the Greg Glass Smasher Johnson one was also quite a good play building up to him putting the ball down in the corner.
Fantastic. So what was the tale of the round this week, Mark?
Well, it reads like attacks are improved this week. There was the most tries for a round in 2016, the most metres for a round in 2016, and the most clean breaks also. Not surprising, with the tries being the case that the other ones were up there too. Mm-hmm. Also, fewest handling errors per game, despite the Leeds Saints game.
Jesus Christ, so can you imagine how clear that would have been a winner if Leeds and Saints had executed a little better?
Yeah.
Fair play. So how did things turn out in the predictions and the Super Brew? Now, already on the first line we've got an alteration to make there, haven't we? Because I shifted my predictions.
Well, we've got an alteration to make in terms of that's what your Super Brew does, but your on the show predictions aren't fucking changing.
Okay. I'll tell you right now which one I'm more interested in.
Exactly. A bad week in the predictions for both of us. I came out on the better there with 3 of 6. You only got 2 of 6.
2 of 6. Asterisks.
Inverted commas, change my picks, whatever.
Asterisks. I
don't change my picks no matter what team news comes out. I stick by we've said it on the show, so that's what we're doing.
Great, you can have some integrity, but if you ever want to change your
I'm still fucking ahead of you in the league table on Super Brew, so don't worry about it.
You're an aggressive... Look, I'll tell you what, I said last week, I fucking hate doing the show when you've won. I hate doing it when you've played like a shower of shite as well, because everything...
Look, let's get on to showers of shite.
Everything's just fucking fair game, innit? Come on then, keep going.
In Super Brew, remarkably, we both still managed to move up places in the table, but remain in the lower end obscurity.
Yes.
Paul O'Brien stays top, just like his Widnes Vikings. Elliot Wrench took the yellow cap this week and was a big mover, going up 13 spots to 11th. The spoon went to Tyler Casfan. In the Dream Team League, Stephen Bowie retains his lead, 1 point now ahead of Liam Reddington. I'm third, chased by Lee Christian, and this week's best scorer, Carl Hadfield.
So my team rocked a 713 point week this week, moved me up to 18th and 19th.
You are in the top 20.
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's getting there.
I've had to make some changes. I've had to drop Inu onto the bench, and I'll be transferring him out when the new month comes around in 10 days.
Oh yeah. I've used all my transfers this month. I've got to have shipped Dave Taylor out of the squad this month.
And I had to get Anthony England out as well because he got injured early on in the Wakefield game, so I'm assuming he won't play at the weekend, and if he does, he won't play both games, I'm guessing, so I've had to put someone else in there.
Fair
so hope everyone else is keeping up on them. I wished I was able to put a couple more players in.
Well, yeah,
but
I'd love to be able to put a couple more players.
Got too many injuries this month.
That's it. Okay, so that's Super League. Let's take a look now at some results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. So, Mark, elsewhere in Rugby League this week, it was the 4th round of the Challenge Cup, so a lot of results here to go through for you. First game of the weekend saw first game of the round saw Hunslet take on Doncaster, and it was the Hawks that came out 48 points to 6 winners over the Dons. We did get some tweets in on this one, though.
Yeah, some reviews from Dave Brown. Shades of last season crept back. No discipline or intensity. No dual reg meant this game was over within the first 20 minutes. Then we went down to 12. After that, injuries mounted up, leading to one available sub for the second half, who came on for, surprisingly, another injured player, meaning that we had to play the last 30 with 12 and no subs.
Oh my God.
Brian Davies also went to the game, said, big defeat for Donny, tight start with the Hawks 10-0 up on 20 minutes. Ref got injured and replaced by a touch judge, who was a lad I used to coach. He did well stepping up mid-game and had to send off a Donny player 10 minutes later for stamping. It was then It was from then on one-way traffic. Felt like crashing a private party. I'm sure the Hunslet fans all knew each other.
Yeah, well, we've had that experience, haven't we, at Blackpool?
Yeah, definitely.
They were good fun. Okay, one of the shocks of the round came up in Dewsbury as the Rams ran out 31 points to 30 winners over the hapless Bradford Bulls. It was Featherstone Lions.
See how you get off fucking lightly? Mine's a Super League team, so I have to talk about it more.
Okay. I recall a season of this podcast where we were getting mullered week in and week out, and I had to talk about it every fucking week.
That's a good point, I remember.
Right, there we are.
I remember you nearly not doing a show.
I remember not doing a show. I remember us putting the show back a day.